Is coronavirus fake news or is it an actual deadly and unstoppable epidemic? In this video, I'm gonna give you all the facts about the coronavirus. You will learn the truth about the coronavirus based on the data, the actual data, including all the numbers that you need to know, and then what you need to do to not get infected and do not die from this disease. If you just give me a couple of minutes, I'm going to explain you all the necessary information that you need to know about the coronavirus. I've been going through a lot of information in the last couple of days, so you don't have to, okay? All I ask in return, if you just watch this video to the very end and smash the goddamn like button and maybe share this with other people, so you also, so we don't have a mass panic right here. So let's just jump right into it. Okay, coronavirus 19. We first started reporting this disease, like the WHO, the World Health Organization, in the 21st of January, and then they had 282 cases. Now the disease, it originated from China, okay? That's the origin of the disease, okay? And all the guys that are infected right now, it started from China. Okay, this is important to know because it shows us that the disease didn't have like multiple. The disease is usually harder to combat if you had like multiple origin countries. Okay, but they're all started from China, which means we deal with like one disease origin. Okay. So on the 21st of January, we had 282 cases, and right now at the 12th of March, we have 118,326 confirmed cases. Now this sounds like an absolute huge growth, and it is, okay? It grew over 400 times in about 2 months. Now, is this a mode for concern? Yes, it can be. And yes, it gives us a sign that the disease spreads rapidly. However, the cases in the 21st of January could also have been underreported by China, but then again, like the cases as of right now, could also have been underreported. So, but we still have a massive growth. But we need to put this in comparison with the swine flu, so the H1N1 virus in 2009, they had 60 million total cases estimated by the CDC. Okay, so this is still a huge and drastic difference. Okay, so we have 600 times less infected people than the swine flu back in those days, about 11 years ago. What you will also see if you take a look at the big epidemics or like pandemics that we face since the 21st century, they almost always happen in 5-year blocks. So every 5 years, it's the same as like recessions. About every 8 years you get a recession, and about every 5 years you get a new pandemic, based on the history. So what we also need to understand about those 118,000 people which are actually infected, over 66,000 have recovered. Okay, and this is a number that you will not see in a lot of news agencies because a lot of news agencies simply they work with the fear. Because if you're afraid, you're more likely to share this their article, which gives them more money in the end. So that's how the news agencies work. That's also how like Google search engines work. You know, if more people, usually like if you have a negative emotion, you're more likely to share the content, which means that if you think the world is gonna end, you're more likely gonna share it with your friends, and then they make more money. Okay, but the fact of the matter, over 60,000 people have recovered without the vaccine. So we do not need a vaccine to recover, we simply need a vaccine to prevent the disease. Doesn't mean that we cannot recover. We recover, most of us will recover just fine. So which means we only have at this moment in time 52,000 actual infected people. 52,000 actual infected people. And what we also need to understand right now, the disease is growing at about 5,000 new cases a day, but only 20 new cases are in China. Only 20 new cases are in China. Now again, it might be underreported, but it gives us a sign that China has the situation under control, which means that the government can get the situation under control or people simply recovered from the virus. So this is a strong indicator that the coronavirus will not lead to the same amount of infected people as H1N1. Because H1N1, you need to have like a faster growth to achieve this number. Which is a very true sign that we have the coronavirus, especially when you take a look at China, that we can get it under control. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. The mortality rate of coronavirus is 3%. So 1 in 33 people die. Now only people die if they had already medical conditions, if they have pre-existing medical conditions. So usually you do not die because of coronavirus. Coronavirus simply reduces your immune system to the absolute low level. Now, if your immune system is already really strongly weakened, if you're older than 70 or 80 years old, then this could lead to a fatality. This could lead to death, unfortunately. But in 95% plus of people, the disease will have no negative effects, frankly. So mortality rate is really low. And if you compare this with Ebola, for example, which we had the case about 5 years ago, they have a mortality rate of 50%. Ebola had a mortality rate almost 15 times higher, more than 15 times higher of what you see here with the coronavirus. I think it's a true reason to panic if you see the same spread as of coronavirus, so massive infection with the death rate of Ebola. Then we have a true problem. If you have a death rate of 50%, then we have a true fucking issue. But as of this moment, we only have a mortality rate of 3%, which in my opinion is not a reason to panic. So the actual real threat of coronavirus, I'll just put this chair here away, is actually the case that it spreads rapidly. And the reason it spreads rapidly is because it spreads through droplets, okay? Through, like, when you sneeze, another person can get it into their respiratory system and then they get infected. So it doesn't spread through mosquitoes, for example. It doesn't spread to blood transfusion, or for example, it spreads rapidly. But the good side, so to speak, about this is that the mortality rate really isn't that high. So most people that will get the coronavirus will simply report some flu-like symptoms. So like a fever for like a couple days, 5 to 7 days, and then it will simply subside. You will simply recover. Okay, only in a very few people it will lead to mortalities. Okay, the real danger of the coronavirus is the rapidity of its spread and therefore the panic that it can create. So one of the biggest dangers is actually the panic. You know, why? Because panic can lead to a recession. Panic if people do not buy as many things, and you see like Disneyland, for example, has shut down and people are not going out of their fucking homes as of this moment in time. And this can be really bad for the market. And if you take a look at the Dow Jones, if you take a look at Bitcoin even, you know, rapid growth, rapid decrease, rapid fall down in the last couple of days. Now this could be bad, and this could lead to jobs being lost, okay? And this is not cool. This is not cool. So we should do everything to reduce this panic and stop the spread of this disease. So how can you not get infected? How can you not stop? Like, how can you stop coronavirus having an effect on you? So number one is to simply wash your hands regularly. So if, for example, if you're in a room with a person that sneezes or so, you simply go out and wash your hands or use an antiseptic. Simple as that, very simple tactic that you can use. A second point is to give fist bumps instead of handshakes, because fist bumps has a lower surface area than a handshake. Okay, so it's a better strategy. Number 3 is to sneeze in your elbows. Okay, when you sneeze, you can sneeze because of the dust, so it doesn't mean that you're infected, but simply sneeze in your elbows. This is a good trait or a good habit to have. And second point here in this point number 3 is, if you feel sick, simply stay at home. Because if you are to get infected, you will likely just experience flu-like symptoms, so not a big deal, frankly, but simply stay at home so it doesn't spread to other people. The most important thing right here into not get infected phase is to avoid touching your eyes, nose and your mouth. Because if you do not touch your eyes, nose and your mouth, the virus doesn't get in your system. Okay, as simple as that. So get into the habit of not touching your eyes, nose and mouth. Okay, as simple as that. Then, if you get infected, how not to die from the disease. And as we've seen that all people that are dying from disease, have pre-existing medical conditions, we have to make sure that our immune system is on top. Now, how do we make sure that our immune system is on top? Number 1, you need to have a blood test. You should get a blood test at least every single year to make sure that you get an objective report on your health. You should look out for cholesterol, triglycerides, C-reactive protein, okay, and white blood cell count. The most important thing right here is C-reactive protein, because C-reactive protein gives you an overview of your inflammation level. If you have high inflammation, then you need to do the following steps immediately, okay? So you need to follow a healthy vegan nutrition with a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruits in there, okay? If you previously did not have this habit, then right now it's a very good time to start this habit. So eat really healthy. Number 3, lose weight now. And if you have a lot of fat, visceral fat around your organs, so if you have a big belly that is hard to touch, you need to lose weight yesterday. It's really important. Number 4 is to follow good sleep hygiene. So sleep at least 6.5 hours a day, and for you to sleep 6.5 hours a day, you need to spend 7.5 hours in bed, because we usually wake up during the night. So go to sleep at, for example, I go to sleep at 10 p.m. and I wake up at 5:30 a.m. every single day, even on the weekends. The same thing should happen for you. So sleep in a cool environment and stick to a consistent sleep schedule. Number 5 is to reduce stress and do not goddamn panic, okay? Which means get into the habit of mindfulness 5 minutes a day and don't read the news all the damn time, okay? It really doesn't give you much benefit. Number 6 is to supplement vitamin C, vitamin D, omega-3, and consider probiotics. These are 4 supplements that you can order today, and likely they're not sold out because a lot of people simply don't know this. So simply supplement vitamin C, vitamin D, omega-3, and probiotics. These are 4 things that will help you increase the strength of your immune system. Number 7 is to drink 3 times green tea a day. Green tea is frankly one of the most antioxidant-laden beverages that you can find online, and it's very cost effective. Frankly, it's very cheap. Okay, and just drinking 3 times green tea a day will give, first of all, it will help you lose weight because it will give you some sort of satiety, and then it will also decrease the chances of you getting infected and the chances of this virus wreaking havoc in your system. So, while the last thing I want to do with this video is to undermine the seriousness of this disease, I also want to tell you the last thing we should do in general is to panic, okay? So yes, it's a serious disease. We should make sure that we get it under control really fast, but the last thing we should do is panic. So make sure that you do not get infected. Make sure that when you get infected, you do not die, frankly, and always consult the information that you get. Do not get it from news agencies, get it from the primary resource. And the primary resource is the WHO, so WHO, World Health Organization. Go to the World Health Organization, get your facts about the coronavirus, and don't rely on news agencies or your government to give you some reliable information. So go straight to the WHO, World Health Organization. Okay guys, I hope this thing here helped you. Now you get all the facts about the coronavirus, and I really hope you stay safe, and I do also my best to stay safe and stay healthy.